Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talkin Town. I am your ever constant host, Steven, and I'm joined here by my now recurring co-host, Michael. How are you
Hi,
doing, Michael?
I'm good. How are you? How are you?
It's been a busy month here. I know we've not been able to record for you. We've had a lot going on. I know I had several things come up. We were trying to do things, every other week for you, and just it's that time of year. We're kind of
Yeah,
just getting into that period. So
lots of family stuff, lots of
yeah,
house projects, lots
even
of
more fun.
puppies,
Yeah.
lots of
So
stuff.
so yeah, I mean, like you said, puppy, and everything. Just kind of what have you been up to the
She's
last month?
yeah.
Whether that's if you want to
In
say
in
Star
the
Wars or
last month,
otherwise.
I've played Star Wars here and there, not a huge amount, but I have played. I've been really, I don't know what it is, man. I have been really into Padme Tarkin Town. I
Mm.
don't know why. I don't know why, but it like I picked that deck up, I tried it, and I said, "Hey, this is what I wanted Quinlan to be because it isn't boring." And then now I can't stop playing it because it's like exactly what I wanted Quinlan to be, but Quinlan is so linear. Like it's not. He's not linear. He's just his ability's boring. He's just. It's just. I don't know. You don't have to do any setup. You just play a thing. Um. But anyways, and then I've been
Nice.
playing a lot of Kira, but I've been trying to make Luke work too because I got Luke one showcase. So I'm pretty determined to make that not bad. And so far, it's become I've got it from not or from bad to a little less bad. So we're doing something.
Nice.
Other than
Uh,
that, dude, yeah, we got a puppy. So we have a really adorable 4-month-old puppy who's 30 pounds and super sweet, and then a terror, and then super sweet again. That's just how puppies go. So,
nice. Nice.
yeah, how about you?
Yeah. I know. Well, for me, from Star Wars perspective, I have been playing pretty much just Ray Data Vault. So everyone knows I'm the Ray guy. That's pretty much just what I play. But I've kind of switched over to Data Vault just because with some of the new Secrets of Power stuff, I actually kind of like the way the deck is built now. I originally had always hated Ray Data Vault. I just didn't. I don't know. There's just something about it where I was just not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But now it just feels like a lot of the missing stuff, or a lot of stuff that I felt was missing, or I just didn't enjoy as much, is now there. I think Queen Amidala definitely has some elements to help with that. Um, I know there's kind of some going back and forth about whether or not you play Queen Amidala or the new Captain Rex, just because he's a big body. But it's
Oh,
just kind of
he's so
nice.
good. Oh
Yeah,
my
like
god.
I feel like there was like, unless I'm forgetting some, like, back to the old variant, but it did feel like the 5-drop turn for Ray Data Vault just wasn't that strong
Yeah,
like
you just
previously. It was
play
always
like a
kind of like
3 and
play
a
a
2.
2 into a 3 or two
Yeah,
twos and buff,
right,
right? And
exactly.
I was never really a fan of that. And I actually really like being able to just play a very
Me too.
problematic card at 5, because a lot of leaders deploy at 6, and if they have something that they now have to worry about of, oh, they just played this card, I can't just blindly flip my leader now because it may just die, or I'm just losing too much pressure on board. It's great. and
Yeah,
then and then the other element of it, which I'm actually surprised about how good it's been, is the new Bo-Katan, that you play in list,
yeah, agreed.
because it is a late game closer in a sense,
It's
like Crate
budget
Dragon
Snoke,
used to
but
be.
kind of in a different way.
Yeah, but like if a Bo-Katan sticks on the board, it is kind of just GG, which is
Mm-hmm.
kind of in the same sense as a Crate Dragon, right? It's just like one of those. It is just that card where it's like,
Yeah,
if you don't
yeah,
just fell it
deal with
or
it
something
or
easily,
lose.
it's over.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
the -3 to everything has been so much more impactful than I had anticipated. It's been excellent.
Mhm.
And then just getting an experience token whenever something dies is, I mean, it's
Completely
crazy.
agree.
It is absolutely crazy. So it just feels like those missing pieces of, like, the 5-drop, as well as what feel, that more late game closer where they're just like, if you don't remove this, you lose, is there. Because previously I liked red because we had Crate Dragon, you had Poe, and it kind of feels like some of those holes are now filled in, which is awesome. So yeah. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of Riftbound over the last month. So
How is that?
I've been really enjoying it. Obviously, we're kind of in the same boat as Star Wars was when it first came out, and there's no product, and
Oh yeah.
things are expensive, and but the game is very fun. At least for me, I know because at least for Star Wars, we really only have like one day of Star Wars that we really have anymore. While like Riftbound feels like I can go to a Riftbound event at least twice a week, if not up to like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
So
which was
so
how
it's just
Star
nice
Wars
that
was in the beginning, but
yeah,
it kind of all coalesced into a single store here, which
right.
I don't necessarily. You could probably doom and gloom that, but I don't. I don't think that that's the case. I think it just kind of like
Yeah.
worked out
I
that
mean,
way.
I just don't think it's feasible for it to play, do it 4 or 5 days of the week. Uh,
Mm.
if you don't have a strong enough, uh, player pool.
Yeah, you have to have. I mean, minimum
Yeah,
like you can't have just like 30 regular people that play because they can't all go 3 times a
right.
week to kind of fill in those slots. Like that just doesn't work out.
And even if
But
you do have like a consistent 30 that like goes to 1 or 2 events a week, I mean, then their schedules just gonna have to line up perfectly for it to be worth to go.
exactly.
So that's kind of just the element of it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just been nice to get a little bit more in person
Yeah, yeah,
playing.
definitely agree. Or I
So that's
not
been nice.
agree per se, but definitely understand.
Yeah, you know how it is. It's
I
just much
do.
better or much more enjoyable playing in person. I
It
think you just
really
learn a lot
is.
more.
There's something about it, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know what it is, but let me expand on that because that made no sense. Um, there's something about being in person, specifically with not the social aspect, because that's the obvious piece, right? Like you're in person and you get to have fun with your friends. But there's something about playing physically with the cards that I feel like I end up with just different results. Not necessarily better, like I play super like better than online or digitally or something, but I end up just playing differently and my brain just thinks about it different having the cards in front of me, and it's becomes way easier to evaluate things. And
Yeah,
that's just me
I think there's
personally,
almost a
but
subconscious like association that starts to develop when you have a physical tie into a card of you playing it, and you have this physical or this mental image of like
mhm.
playing something to a board, and it's I feel like you also just recognize the patterns more effectively in person than I ever
Oh,
do
definitely.
online.
Definitely
Because
agree.
like it feels like I could run 20 games and like online, I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, okay, this, is where it went wrong to an extent, but it's like, why, like, I did, you don't look deeper in
No.
in that sense. It's
It's
more
like,
so just
okay,
like,
I
oh, well, I
lost. Go
drew
next.
bad online, or oh, they
Mhm.
just drew the exact. But like, if you're in person and you just see, it's like, oh wow, I just played the same person multiple times in a row, and this is how the game went each time. These are the instances where I won. These are the
Right,
instances where I
exactly.
lost.
It's
So
like clearly
it's
that yeah.
yep,
Yeah, you can very
yep.
much much more easily identify in the back and forth, the discussion. Definitely. Definitely agree. I miss playing in person. I haven't gone to an event like a Sunday event at our local store in a bit. That's not for lack of desire or trying. It just hasn't
Yeah, I was
worked
gonna say the
out.
last one I went to one 3 weeks ago. Um, because I know Riftbound also has like an event on Sunday, so I've been kind of flip flopping.
Hmm.
But we didn't have Star Wars this past Sunday, so I went to Riftbound again.
Oh yeah,
But
because everybody was not wanting to go
yeah,
anyway.
because
The
yeah, it
snow.
was cold, it was snowy, it was icy, and yeah.
Yeah, that ice sucked.
But 3 weeks ago, after the Secrets of Power, I like showed up, and I'm like, I actually didn't even change anything with my decks. I just went in and played Hantu Blue again against all the new stuff because I'm like, Hantu Blue's not really changing.
And it's still great.
But
Turns out
yeah,
it's still great.
it's still good. But
So,
I finally have the Ray Data Vault in person put together. But the issue is I don't even have all the cards for that. So
really?
no, yeah, I still need like another Bo-Katan. I need my Captain Typhos. I
Oh yeah,
need
the typhos. God, that card
yeah,
is good. Wow. That is probably I that's one of my favorite cards from the set, unironically.
that's
Just
fair.
completely dead serious. That's one of my favorite cards from the set. I saw that and was like, "Oh my god, I have to play Blue Green Hero again." And then I went, "Oh my god, I got to play Luke." And then I said, "Oh my god, this is not very good." And then I said, screw it, let's do it anyways. But it's so good. Like, it's just exactly like you said, you like these pieces you were missing in that color combo: Bo-Katan, Typho, um, Padme, and one other one I can't think of off the top.
Amidala, Captain Rex. I'm trying to think what other numbers stuff is in that.
Yeah,
Those are the only ones
there's
I can
some
think.
other new card for that color
Not thinking.
combo that
Hyperspace Disaster.
I mean that is huge. Yeah, that's
That's
incredible.
an excellent card.
I will say.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what other card you're thinking of.
I'll have to. It'll come to me, I'm sure. But nonetheless, like you see, like Typho, and you're just like, dude, I don't know. It's so good. Mina. Duh.
Oh, Mina
Yeah,
Bonteri.
Mina
Yeah.
Bonteri.
How did
Yeah,
I forget about that?
yeah, yeah. Mina Bonteri. It's so good. It's just there's so much for that color combo that was fun, and it just filled in all the gaps for all the stuff that I wish we had. Rex too. I was so me and a local, you know him obviously, but for those who don't, the a local guy here, friend of ours, Marcus, we were messing around with this Luke one Data Vault and Green, just trying to figure out which one could be playable. I think it's playable. Not great, but playable. And he said, "Hey," at first he said, "Hey, I'm not convinced on the Captain Rex. Like, I don't know that that's so good." He said, "But to be fair, I haven't played it yet. Like, I haven't tried it, but my gut tells me that's not going to be great because you slam it and then next turn they just kill you." And then he messaged me the next day and said, "Never mind, put 3 of these in. This card is insane." And it is great. You just have a 7/7. And then
Yeah,
they have to deal
with
with it
Sentinel.
or claim. Yeah, they have to claim, so you don't have initiative and swing first. And like it throws their turns, their sequencing off. 7/7 with Sentinel. You shield it with Luke. They cry a little bit. Then you go on. It's great.
Yeah. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of all these, green cards, I figure we can move into the limited amount of results that we have since the set released for Secrets of Power. I know the main event that everyone had been talking about previously. I know we haven't really had a whole lot other than a couple of things here and there. Were the BIATL results?
We can pull that up here because I have that ready to go.
Yeah.
This is the we'll go into each individual one too, but this is just the report, the combined report. Those were the only 2 tournaments. Well, it was 1 tournament, but two pools, so it equals out to being two tournaments. Because the way they did it, for those who aren't familiar, the ones that were on Melee and Trackable were they did two pools, so you had 2 100 player pools. I believe it was 100. Of Swiss. So they did pool 1, did all their Swiss rounds, and then pool 2 did all their Swiss rounds. Some of the people were in both, I believe, but not that many. And then they cut to top 16, I think it is, out of both of those pools.
Oh, okay.
And then they played in top 16, and they tracked that in a different website, in a different thing completely. It's very confusing. I'm not sure why they did it all that way, but so anyways, what we have is the 2 individual pools. Like if we look at the tournaments here, you have pool 1 and pool 2 here, and we can look at like each of these individually. You can look at pool 1, which shows us that Anakin Pasquale won that one, Anakin Data Vault, which is, I know, kind of the talk of the town or whatever. But Yeah. So that's what we got. That's what the data we got. Sorry, please go ahead. I jumped
Okay.
in there.
I mean, the main things that I just briefly wanted to touch on was the most popular new deck, which was the second most represented deck, was the Padme Amidala Tarkin
Hmm.
Town that you were referencing previously. Which so it's nice to see one of the new leaders seeing a lot of significant play,
It had
at
a
least
very
for
bad
now.
stats though. It didn't do very well
Okay.
at all. It didn't convert at all. It wasn't. It had 0 conversions. Had a rather poor win rate, unfortunately. Um,
Okay. I
but
mean,
it
other
was
than
seen.
that. Okay. Other than that, I
Yeah.
know Piet was in the most overall played deck. I don't think I don't think they had any conversions on that either, did they?
They
Or
did
did they have
not.
like one?
No.
Yeah. So
No conversions.
so surprisingly, two of the most represented decks
Hmm.
had no conversions. I definitely still think the Piet deck is still good,
I think it's
but
viable.
I think yeah, I think viable is rather than good is a little bit better of a descriptor, just because I
Hmm.
think you have a lot more opportunities to um deal with it
Yeah.
now.
I was gonna
Like,
say
again with
you can
hyperspace
disrupt it. Yeah.
disaster, yeah, it's a little bit more disruptible. Hyperspace disaster, I think there are just some cards that you can now fit into the main that kind of help you with some of the other matchups. For a lot of decks, and then it lets you sideboard into stuff. So
Hmm.
that's kind of where we're at.
I definitely agree with that. I think Piet. I think Boba Data Vault got a lot better, and I'm not sure. I'm surprised that people would play Piet over that. To be honest, I didn't think I was never a huge fan of the Boba Data Vault in the first place. I don't think it was the best deck by any means, even though it had the highest play rate of like the entirety of last set or whatever. We could pull that up, but it was somewhere up there. Um,
Mhm.
its overall win rate was like really bad, but I think it got a lot better, and I'm not sure why Piet would be played over that personally. Like I'm maybe missing something, but um,
Yeah, I don't know
doesn't make a lot of
exactly what the
sense.
logic there was. I mean, maybe they just favored the consistency. People could have just been down on Boba, because I still feel like a lot of the success of Boba was just these seasoned Boba players that were playing it. Uh, well. And maybe because there was so much attention on Boba leading into the set that people kind of strayed away from it and being like, "Oh, this is expected, so I'm gonna just not play it." Um,
That could be.
so
Yeah, where was it is it in the list here? Oh yeah, there's only 3 of them. Oh no, that's Command.
I thought it was
Or sorry, Command
six.
30. That's
Maybe
yeah.
I thought it was like six of them, but I could be wrong. There were two Boba data vaults and
Two
three
Boba Data
commands.
two Boba Data
So
Vaults,
there, I guess,
3 greens, so 5.
yeah, five.
Got it.
So
Got it. Oh
yeah.
yeah, here it is. Here it is.
So not a ton. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I just kind of assume we might see more of that coming through. Um,
I'd be surprised if we didn't. The combo with Cinta and the combo with Topple the Summit, is that correct? The red plot
yeah,
card that yeah. That those are just so good.
yeah.
So good. I love plot. By
But
the way, can I say the mechanics in this set are great. I love them. I like the spies. I like the reveal, the disclose. I always want to say reveal,
disclose, yeah.
disclose, same thing. And then the plot. I like all of the things in here. The set wasn't that flashy. Like it didn't feel like it had any super chase cards or really cool things I was looking forward to thematically or like character wise or any of that. Um, but the mechanics are great. I really enjoy them, and I thought Limited was spectacular.
Yeah, I
That was
haven't
my
had the
opinion.
opportunity to play in the limited because I didn't get to play in a pre-release, but
Oh,
uh,
it's much
yeah,
better than the previous sets, and in my opinion, I didn't. I thought like JTL was not great. I thought Legends of the Force was pretty good, but I didn't love it. I really liked Set Two's Limited and Set One, of course. and this felt more like that to me,
Okay.
which I thought was really
Yeah,
cool.
I'm like it's tough because I don't remember playing a ton of limited in the initial sets. I remember Legends of the Force. I hated Legends of the Force in limited. Because I mean I didn't draft it, and maybe draft was different, but I hated it for
It was
limited just
okay.
because like well for me it was just like it didn't feel like you had a huge pool of like early force units that you can play when the
Yeah.
whole set was based around getting the
Yeah.
force. So if you just didn't
Exactly.
have good enough or like any low drop force units to gain the force that or just a situation where your opponent then just is able to get the force and you just never are able to,
Yeah, and it
it
just felt
just
like a
felt
dead
really
mechanic.
miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Even in draft, I felt like in draft it was better, and I did draft Legends of the Force quite a few times, including at like Worlds and locally a few times. And I thought the I it kind of was like you can explode. Like one draft, I had a essentially a constructed Talzin red deck, and I just ran that table, like just decimated everybody
Mhm.
because it was just literally Talzin red, just minus the old cards, and I curved out and it was perfect. But then you get other stuff like you have to cobble together like some what's his name, the Cal Kestis red or something, and then you get no force units in the beginning, and like you said, and you're just like, this sucks, my leader doesn't function.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that
Agreed.
was my issue, at least with the limited, because it's like you could run into the situation of like, oh, I actually have like early 2-drop units, and then you're like, oh, I don't have a villainy leader. What the heck? Or you're like, oh, I have a
Yeah.
bunch of heroic low drop stuff that I can play, and your like only leader is,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what's the worst leader that they came out with in the set.
Ray.
But yeah, maybe. Maybe.
7 foot
So
Ray.
just stuff like that, it was just stuff like that. But
Yeah, agreed.
but I mean, I think draft is generally just going to be the more enjoyable, like interesting.
Completely
Uh,
agree. Yeah.
set.
Limited, you can just kind of get screwed by the card pool, but or
Yeah,
sealed rather. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, but anywho, back to the actual constructed
yeah.
stuff.
Back to constructed.
The
So
couple things. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say a couple things that stood out to me. Quinlan being this win rate being ridiculously high, of 56.5%. He lost force
Mm,
throw. He gained a couple of things this set. He gained like the sudden ferocity. He gained Karis Nemec, which every single red deck in the hero red deck in the game gained that, because that is the most ludicrously good card that they've printed in a while. And then I think he got one other thing. I don't remember exactly the lists, but I have noticed I've played against a couple of Quinlans, and Quinlan flip with a sudden ferocity on it plus a 2-drop is really, really terrifying. And it's very difficult to deal with a 6/7 on 5.
yeah, no, that makes sense. It's funny because I remember thinking of when Sudden Ferocity was uh came out. I had been playing it in a bail list that I was trying to get working, and well, part of it was I never wanted to play it on the bail because a 6/4 is even on
Yeah.
4 just can easily
You mean a
get killed.
6/3? Actually, it's even worse.
Yes, you're right. It's a 6/3. Yeah, you're
It's
right. I keep
getting
thinking it's a
worse.
3/4 leader. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, making a 6/7 is, I mean, that's practically your 6-drop Ray leader that's overstatted and otherwise does
Right.
nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, that otherwise deletes your
Uh,
hand for the low cost of nothing. Um,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. I completely agree. And you can do the same with Padme. You can do Padme double sudden ferocity, which by the way I have done, and that ends the game immediately. Because a 9/8 is not, you don't handle it in one go unless you have a rivals. But anywho, getting off. Sorry, tangent. Yeah, it's very good. So I can kind of see it, but I'm a little bummed. I'll be honest. I'm a little bummed to see Quinlan good, because if we look at the things that had a high win rate, like Ray had a bad, or I'm sorry, or just did well in general. Ray had a kind of a bad win rate, but did convert. One of them did convert. Sabine is actually getting crushed, which is real interesting to see. But then you have like Han Green, Quinlan, Han 2 Blue, Han Yellow. You know, I don't know. It feels a little, yeah. Han 2 Green, Cad, right? Cad. Like it feels a little samey to me. Kira.
Sabine Yellow actually did much better with a. I mean, it was only what. I guess it converted
5
though, right?
of them.
Yeah, there were 5. 1 converted, but your average win rate of almost,
which is
2/3.
Crazy good.
So yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, that is. What's really got me was this. So if we look at the Anakin Data Vault win rate, this is an 85.7% win rate. And that's over.
So there were
a lot of games, actually. A surprising amount of games. Because there was.
Well, I mean, part of that, though, too, is it's over 3 individuals who played the deck.
Yeah.
All 3 of which converted.
Yes, exactly. All 3 of which converted. So, like, the stats, it's not like, oh, okay, 1 dude did really well. 3 dudes did really well. And they did really, really well.
Well, they were also all teammates playing the same list, right?
I believe 2 of them were, and 1 wasn't, I think.
Okay.
Could be mistaken. I know at least 2 were. Pasquale and one of his teammates were on the same list.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think Anakin Data Vault is going to be probably one of the most played decks moving forward, if I had to guess.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Just based off of that. I think the win rate will probably go back down to between 50 and 55%, just as
agree.
As you know, worse players just naturally pick up the deck. And the reason, and I mean, even with worse players playing the deck and it being a large meta share, I think it'll just remain high, because I think Anakin as a leader is just so strong and can just be so hard to play around when they have initiative. So, you know, and arguably one could say that whenever they have initiative, Anakin should just win that game.
It feels not way,
basically not true, but like,
no,
you know, theoretically, like it's like in chess. White is supposed to win. Does it always happen? No, but you know.
Yeah, right. I agree. And again, like I said, they have Karis Nemec, and that's crazy. So if you open with that and have initiative on Anakin, I'm not sure what the other person does, unless they're maybe blue villain.
Shielded units.
Yeah, there you go. Shielded units. And then it's still not great, but it's better. So that's good.
You're like, you still 1 for 1 with the Karis.
Right, exactly. So the 3-2 for 2. Oh my god. And since we're talking stats, something interesting. This is a little back end knowledge. So I have like stats for Sua meta stats. Can I fit another stats in there somehow? How could I do it? If I looked at those stats, nice. So if I looked at those stats, I have analytics, like back end analytics for traffic and stuff. And in the last like 2-3 weeks, this is the highest viewed archetype page and individual deck pages. And yep. for context, right, we get about it's about like unique visitors are like 2,000 to 3,000 a week. So
pretty good.
Just as it is actually doing pretty good. But that's like to give an idea, right? So like it's a lot of people are looking at Anakin Data Vault.
Yeah. What I mean, even just from I guess a uh now I guess for future PQs, I'm gonna have to come to you and be like, hey, so what's
Yeah.
the most viewed decks, sir? So I can guess what the meta is gonna be, like that week. But what I guess what else are you kind of seeing then, just for what you know, other than Anakin Data Vault? Like maybe what's like the second and third decks that everyone's just constantly keeping an eye out for, or interested
Good
in
question.
taking a look at?
I can pull that up right now. So let's see if we looked at the last, let's say last 30 days. Kind of works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Would 30 days work? Okay. So 30 days, we looked at that. Looks like Anakin, Anakin Data Vault is by far the top. Because, why not? Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
And then we have the meta tier list is up there, so that's not really an archetype. The new players page, so hell yeah. Han Solo, naturally. Han 1 command. Han 1 green.
Okay. Yeah.
Boba Fett Data Vault.
Okay.
Sabine. Luke Data Vault, Luke 4 to be clear.
Okay.
And then Han 2 Data Vault, Sabe Cunning, Piet Piet Red, Ray Data Vault. So I guess usual suspects, right? For the most part, except for maybe the Sabe being a little bit more interesting.
Okay, but yeah, so mostly Anakin, and then nothing really crazy beyond that. I mean, I guess Han Solo command is being two makes, I guess, sense just because I feel like it's like the last, I don't know what, 2 months maybe. It's probably been one of the best performing decks because it's just its win rate has just seemed ridiculously good. It feels like it's been converting pretty significantly. Honestly, the thing that kind of makes me roll my eyes is just how many Han Solos are just played right now. Like you have Han
all of them?
yeah, just all the Han Solos. I'm like, I mean, it's kind of. I mean, we all love Han Solo, but I don't want just Han Solo.
I mean,
right?
Harrison Ford is
where's
pretty
Darth
cool,
Vader,
but,
man?
right, exactly.
Where's Darth Vader? There should be Darth Vader up there.
Completely agree. And actually, is Vader in here? Like, did anybody play Vader Yellow? Yeah, one person and did horrifically bad. All right, cool. So, so that's a real bad sample size right there. But funny thing.
But I mean, I think
that was one of the worst performing win rate deck lists of last set too. But everybody still played.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's like kind of it's a fun deck, and I think like mechanically it's good. The issue is like if people are able to slow you down in space, the deck is significantly worse. And when we saw it being the most successful, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm just the best space deck, and no one else particularly plays space outside of maybe Outliers. And so, you have to just slow me down enough or kill me first or something. So
yeah, agreed. It's a what's the term I'm looking for? It's kind of just like an answer check deck.
Yeah.
Can you deal with this? And if not, then you lose. And if you do, then you're good. And it's like the epitome of just like that style of deck. Like, can you answer what I'm gonna do? Because you know what I'm gonna do. And if you can effectively answer it, then great. And if not, then I win. And
because it was like most Prime, I think it was at its height, popular after the probably Minneapolis regional in through to Worlds, kind of like right before Legends of the Force came out, right? It was probably that monthish period where that deck was popular because
I would
it was
think
kind of a
so.
new thing at Minneapolis, right? Sort of, not like not truly new, but like kind of new.
Yeah,
Part
like
of it
not
being
like new, but like that. I feel like was the first time it was a
yeah, it was really used, and you got
contender,
to think like what was the meta? Like what was the meta at that? It was Kira
right?
Data Vault, and it was like Ray Data
So
Vault. Those
let's
were
see
like
here.
that was the primary meta, and well, Kira obviously doesn't really run a whole lot of space and can get overwhelmed, especially if you don't have the barrage on curve in
Mhm.
order to deal with the space. And second, I mean, the other thing too is it's certainly possible that even if they flip Kira, you can barrage them first. So,
Exactly.
before they're able to now, and then as for Ray Data Vault had historically been considered weak in space. Um, now, I mean, I definitely think that's less true now.
Definitely.
I think you're probably favored, and it's funny because you say that's less true now, even though you're not playing like anything different in space anymore.
No, but you have hyperspace disaster, and
Yeah, and that's just it.
alone,
You
that's all
just
that matters, in my opinion.
yep,
I
yep,
like as a Kira player, right? I'm main decking multiple of copies of that card because
yeah.
I will
It's
likely
excellent.
get there even against Vader. I'll get to the 7 resources, and if I just delete their board, but mine is fine, then
Yeah,
good luck to you.
I mean
You
that's
know.
where I'm at. Like I want to find room to main a second,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
I'm only
think you
maining one
should.
right now.
Yeah, I think you should. I think it's really good. And again, it as who was it whoever created the Vader 1 blue deck back in the day, in set 1. I forgot what player that was. It was
I don't
George
know
the
who that
Hulk plus
was.
somebody else.
Oh,
Um
okay.
and the guy who piloted it, right, at the tournament, that it kind of people were like, "Oh
Hmm.
crap, hard control." Um Anywho, he said in an interview, I remember, or like a discussion around the deck, he said that Star Wars is a really interesting game in the fact that you can play a lot of niche cards and then resource them if you don't need them, and you draw 2 cards a turn, so you're not just going to top deck one bad card that only works into one matchup, because you're going to draw 2, so the chances of that happening, of getting like 2 of those cards, is slim, and then you just resource it away, and then it gives you that out. And so I think Hyperspace Disaster is a perfect example of that. Like, playing 2 of those, there's almost no downside, because yeah, you draw it into a ground deck, okay, that's your resource, that's fine. Kind of sucks if you were to draw that, like, you top deck it on like 14 resources, but it also sucks if you top deck resupply on 14 resources, but I'm going to play that too. So
Yeah.
same
But I mean,
thing.
even still, if you're in a 14 resource, game, odds are you're not
Yeah,
dead. I mean,
it's
you can
probably
recover,
playable. Yeah,
and if you guys are, if you're, likelihood is, guess what? They also have hyperspace disasters that they could draw and then have to resource, or they
right.
just drew much better than you, and what can you do
Likely,
if they
yeah. If
play
you're in
perfect?
a 14 resource game, you're probably both playing blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get my point, right? Like, I think it's cool. You can do that kind of a thing. You can play that kind of a card, and you can play multiple of them and feel fine about it. And then your chances of winning into these decks that kind of just would otherwise hard counter you, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
your win percentage just flies up. I did want to point out here, though, because I was interested, as while we were talking there about Vader. This is Vader in Jump to Light Speed after the Django ban. So this would have been Minneapolis, because Minneapolis was right here, I believe, right in June.
Hmm.
Is that correct?
Yeah. It was like the
Yeah.
last weekend of May. It was the last weekend of May. It was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Memorial
So it
Day
would have
weekend.
been. So it would have been June 1st. Would have.
Been that first weekend after.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the
Yeah.
highest deck count we saw for it too. Was right after that.
Yep.
Yep. For 116. And so then 585 decks total, meta share 6.2%. Deck count is probably not the best thing to go off of. Meta share is probably better. But then if we just switch this right to Legends of the Force, then we'll go post ban to a Force Throw. But we could switch this, and we see 510 decks, lower meta share overall, also lower win rate and lower conversion. It kind of, wow, we saw a lot of decks right here, and then it just fell off.
Yeah, like right before was that the end of July? That was
Yes,
probably
that's the end of
Worlds.
July.
So there
Sure,
was just a
sure.
lot at
Yeah,
Worlds.
makes sense. That was Worlds, wasn't it? Okay, so that makes sense. And then if we look at it post suspension, Force Throw suspension specifically, even lower meta share, way worse win rate, which is interesting that that's the case.
Yeah,
That it's worse. It saw worse performance post Force Throw. Why would that be? Probably because Han 2 came back, or Han 1 came back, and this is terrible into that.
yeah, that would
That's
make a lot of sense.
that would probably be it, because I'm pretty sure that is awful into Han 1 green.
Makes sense to me.
40% win rate. Okay, so not terrible, but definitely not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I know there was one other thing that I wanted to address, which is kind of a revisit from either our last episode or maybe the episode before that. But we had talked about post Force Throw ban how FFG had talked a ton about aggression being so much of the conversion percentage out of things, and I know we had discussed about command. As we kind of have seen here with with BIATL here. I mean, one winner was Anakin Data Vault, but then the other one was Yoda Tarkin Town. So I guess 50%, or I guess in that case 25% of it was green. But then if you look at the top 8, aggression was still the most popular. But kind of even looking outside of BIATL, I know we haven't really had anything crazy, but we've had minor tournaments here and there. And I know I don't think had the
I do not have them in Swoon Metastats, although I do think I will. This is prompting me to look at implementing minor tournaments. But I will pull up a couple of them here for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I sent you a link to pull up, Competitive Hub, because even before going in all of these, right? I mean, let's just look at the winners here. Let's see.
Yeah.
I mean, of these top ones, the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, top 7 winners are all command. Then you have a random Quinlan there. And then you have, that was 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 15 of 16 winners had command winning. And then you had the BIATL kind of weekend where you had some more red in there. So very clearly a lot of command is winning, even at this top item, which the Primer Nacional top
Which one
toys,
is that one?
The very top one in Argentina. It was the biggest recent one at 67.
Yep, the 67. Yeah, if we take a look at that, yeah.
So, like, if you look here, 6 of the top 8 decks ran command.
Oh my god, yeah.
And 5 out of the top 5 were running command.
Yeah. And so, special bases too.
Yeah, they were running special bases. You'd have a Piet win.
Except for
Piet. You have that. Then if you even look at the one below that, I mean, it's 42 players, not the China Open. So if you look at this, what is this?
My god.
7 out of 8 are all command. Huh.
And 5 of them are Data Vault?
4 out of the top 4 are all Data Vault.
Hey, it's almost like we said that Data Vault was really good, and that we were expecting to see more Data Vault and ECL.
Yeah. So I'm just very curious when we get another meta update. So, I mean, I'm just still looking through here. I mean, there was a Store Showdown Nexus. I mean, it's only 13 players, but of the 5 that they list here, 5 out of 5 are Command.
Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? What about this battle for... Oh, it's Battle for Command. Look at that.
Battle for Zaragoza. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 6 out of 8
Yeah.
are Command. And it's
Whoa!
almost always.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean you'll still see weird stuff. I know they're smaller tournaments, but
It
we're
doesn't matter.
obviously
It was
seeing
Command.
I mean that's true. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter to the leader. It's running
Right.
Command.
It's
Duh,
Command, so it's
duh.
fine. Naturally, makes sense.
So I think come the next meta update, or even come say, let's say Milwaukee, right? So I don't foresee like a crazy amount of stuff happening here in December, just because it's going to be a very busy month. I don't actually know off the top of my head how many PQs there are. I mean, there might. I mean, if anything, let's say there's 2 weeks of December where we can reliably say that there's going to be events to take results from that are reasonable. Okay,
estimate.
I mean,
that.
after
Yeah.
2 weeks, is FFG really going to do anything if Command is a large portion of the meta? I don't really expect it to. I kind of expect to not hear anything until maybe the end of January. Is kind of where I'm looking at.
If something.
But then where does that? Yeah, but
in
then
the hypothetical, right? That's
yeah, hypothetically. You know, unless something is very clearly like, oh no,
right, egregious.
Like it'd have to be worse than aggression kind of situation that they had been monitoring before. So let's say by
we'd have
some
to be
point
in a Django situation, right?
Yeah, and you know I don't know off the top of my head when the sectors are. Do I have access to that really quickly? Sectoring regional qualifiers.
Yeah, do you have that? I'm not sure.
These are the 2025 ones. I don't have they announced them for
yeah, I thought they had. One isn't the regional here is in February.
Yeah, the regional I know is in February.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Let's see here.
I don't even know where.
I'll have to say.
So there's a January 17th and 18th. There's a January 17th and 18th in Arizona.
Okay.
Then there's one the January 31st, February 1st in Paris, but that's limited. And then there's also I don't know why they list them in this order, because the bottom one is January 10th through 11th.
What?
But that's in the Netherlands, and that's a premiere. So
is it a time zone issue, or the Netherlands like 4 weeks behind us?
Well, maybe it's because they don't have a city announced in the Netherlands.
Maybe.
So I think that's just
in the Netherlands, just the whole.
It's in the Netherlands.
All of it.
Yeah. So it's small enough, right? It doesn't matter what city it's in.
Right. Exactly. I
don't know.
You walk across it in 20 minutes. I'm sure. I've never been there.
Yeah. So we got here the second weekend of January, third weekend of January, back-to-back sector events. So if there is something, I think it probably right then at the end of January, or maybe that Wednesday after that Arizona one, if we see that high meta share of Command, I think FFG might have to be like, okay, we have to do something.
What would they do? In your opinion?
I mean, to me, the most obvious thing is you probably have to get rid of Data Vault. I mean, because you're in such a weird spot, right? Because so much of the green representation that you're getting is just like it's just a weird benefit of the Command cards, and I think you're not. It's not because anything per se is broken, but.
No.
Broken.
Right.
I think we all know Data Vault is strong. But my point is it's broken. Like you have this color that is just spread across things because you have Han 1 green, which is just generically good because you have some of these ramp cards. You've got you still have ECL, but again, I mean ECL is doing well, but I don't think it's like anything crazy.
No.
and even based off of I mean, you could theoretically touch it, and maybe you're just like ECL is going to rotate, so I'm just going to get rid of it now. Um,
I
but
don't hate
but
the
then
idea of doing that, but then I think you also have to do that with Talkin Town.
yeah. See that, but that's the weird thing about it, right? Because if you're trying to adjust meta share or aspect share,
Mm-hmm.
like
I think you
because
just hit
obviously
data
there
vault if in that scenario.
and that's kind of
Personally,
where I
yeah.
agree, because I think Data Vault is also just pushing out some of these more aggressive decks. It's also
Yes.
just making some of these more late game strategies or late game focused strategies uh just I don't want to say worse, because Data Vault already just plays into that late game strategy, but like, your boss blues or some of these other things where you specifically want to go to the late game and just play bigger threats. Data Vault just kind of just does you better than you.
Right.
Um and I think it helps bring aggro a little bit more in, because you're not playing the healthier bases. It also makes it such
Mm-hmm.
that that some of these other more control-esque decks, hard control decks, aren't just automatically losing to Data Vault because they have more cards and you don't
Right.
have enough removal for them. So
Or mill. Yeah.
yeah,
Agreed.
yeah.
I agree with you. I also to like piggyback on that quick. I would say that something I noticed with Data Vault specifically, also ECL, a problem we tend to have, and this is not like a game breaking situation, but it would also be a benefit in this hypothetical scenario. Um, we have a problem where green leaders are not played because you can't pair them with green bases, and because the green bases are typically the best bases outside of Tarkin Town. Aside from Tarkin Town, what rare base is played that isn't green? Even Droid Manufactory is green. So Data Vault is like, you take any leader that most often people are doing this. I don't think this is always correct, to preface, but a lot of people will say, okay, if I'm going to play this in green and not play ECL, then it's just going to be played with Data Vault. And it's often better. I don't think that's actually always the case. Like Han 1, Data Vault is not the move. I don't think it's the move for some other stuff. Like Luke 1 green, I actually don't think Data Vault's the play. But that's a whole, I can go into that at a different time. but the point being is, it kind of like it just feels like it genericifies, which is a word I'm coining right now, the landscape, because so many things you just pick a leader and put Data Vault with it and slam 60 cards in there, and you don't even care. Like, you just put cards in, and because we're at the point where we have 6 sets of good cards, we're not looking for cards. We're actually still having to cut cards out of 60 card decks that are good. Like, we're still taking good cards out, not just the chaff. So yeah, you end up with this like redundancy factor and whole thing.
Yeah. I think the other element of it, and it's twofold, argument for and an argument against. Well, guess what? Data Vault is the one played rare base that is not rotating.
Yeah.
Come next set.
Yeah.
So that's the question of, oh man, Data Vault has already seemingly caused so much weird stuff with the way that the meta shakes out just because of what it does. And it's like, do you want another year at that? Now the caveat is, hey, we're gonna have 3 sets rotate out. Does that mean we don't have enough cards to, enough good cards to be able to play Data Vault now?
Right.
I don't know. That's a
Right.
great question. Does Data Vault just get significantly worse with all of these cards that are rotating out, especially all of these set 1 through 3 leaders? Because what set 4 and up leaders actually use Data Vault? What is it? Thrawn, Luke, and
Kylo.
Boba. Okay, I guess Kylo 2 would be 4.
Maybe
So what, those 4?
the new Palpatine.
Does that new
Maybe.
Palpatine play? I actually don't know. I actually don't know off the top of my head. I don't remember seeing it, but
I don't know. I've seen a couple of them, but like I don't think that's like, who knows if that would be competitive. I have no clue.
yeah.
But I think so. Xing that, yes, right. You have those. I think with blue specifically, we have a problem with Data Vault come the rotation, because all of the good removal is in the first 3 sets, and
Yep.
there's no way to get enough redundant removal to play like the same blue-green villain strategy we've been playing with Data Vault. There probably isn't even enough without Data Vault, which is a different problem. But I think like with Data Vault, you don't play the same type of strategy, so that I think maybe outs Data Vault for blue-green villain anyways. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's a great question. It's like, how many, look, what are all the green cards that are getting played in Data Vault that are rotating out? You're
Right.
for both resupply, for villain it's super laser tech, for hero it's like home 1. I'm trying to think what else off the top of my head. I mean, I guess those are kind of the main key cards. I mean, if you're talking like then
Vader?
blue cards, yeah, Vader. But I mean, because generally with Data Vault, you're typically playing blue, whether that's green or hero or villain.
Seems that
Villain
way.
especially, it's going to be blue. You've got all that blue removal that's rotating out.
Unless you're playing Boba, but yeah. But
yeah, unless you're playing Boba or like the Han 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But again, that's rotating out. Your Lukes are rotating out. So I don't know. It's just a whole interesting thing of do we just bite the bullet and wait, or do they think they actually have to address the aspect being just seemingly being crazy in its aspect share? So
yeah, agreed. It'll be interesting to see. I'm also interested to just see after rotation how this all shakes out too. I'm really excited for rotation because I'm ready for something new. And I think it's going to be really fun.
I think it'll just be definitely interesting because part of the thing with rotation is you just have to revisit like a lot of the stuff that just didn't exist, or maybe existed but just wasn't ever serious because
it wasn't
of it just
seen
getting pushed
as a
out.
player.
Because you always have this scenario of, hey, I'm familiar with this. I know what this does. I know what it's good at. I know what its strengths are. And so you just it's always anything you come out with new, it's like, okay, well I have this nice shiny thing. And is this new thing shinier than the old thing? And a lot of the times it's not, right?
Yeah,
but
right.
now
It's shiny
the feds
adjacent.
came in, you didn't pay your taxes right, and they took all your shiny things.
Right. Yeah.
And now you have to be like, well, I guess I got to get new shiny things.
All my Vaders and Lukes get to be replaced by budget Vaders and budget Lukes. And,
yeah. Like and there's good cards. Like there's obviously still good cards. It's just
for sure
very interesting to just see how things will change because you either just have more niche stuff, you just have worse cards. How are you gonna have to put things together to I don't really want to say combo, but just interact with each other.
Yeah, agreed. I think it'll be interesting. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, I have to wrap it up here because I have to go take care of a whole bunch of crap. So.
All right. Yeah, I was keeping notes of that. I was like, well, I think we're running a little later than you wanted, but
no, I was able to go a little later because Laura got home here and was able to get the dog out and stuff. So, so we're good there. But I'm gonna go help and check in with her, and yeah, so awesome.
Okay. So just for plan moving forward for everyone, like I said, I know this month's going to be pretty busy. I think right now the plan at least is to get one more episode through the month. Not going to guarantee that because I actually also don't know what is going on for the rest of the month, either personally or even in the Star Wars world. So maybe there isn't really a whole lot to discuss if there are no PQs, right? So
right, and it's December. It's a lot going on for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Just a lot going on. So just be wary of that. You may get something, you may not. We'll try and notify if we can, but I know, it's been hectic for you as well for me. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, let's plan for one more, and then we'll try and go back to our bi-weekly.
perfect.
Awesome.
Alrighty.
All
Well,
right.
everyone, thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one. Thanks.